Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Mike Dalcoe, the CEO, continuously empowering others. Stand by for one moment. All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Mike Dalcoe, the CEO, continuously empowering others. I'm doing a late night Facebook live stream. Haven't done one in a moment. And I'm also attempting to record it live on my computer so that I can save it for YouTube later. So that's my game plan. That's my goal to do that. I'm trying to also pull it up on my cell phone so that I can monitor you guys as you attempt to chat with me on Facebook. So I entitled the stream, There Has to Be a Better Way. And that's because when you're trying to build wealth, you've got to look for a way that is going to outpace inflation, overcome taxation, and create residual income. Let me go ahead and write those three things down so I don't forget them. Outpace inflation, overcome taxation, and create residual income. Now, these are the big three that everybody in the world has to face when they're anticipating or attempting to build wealth. If you're going to build wealth, these are three things you have to resolve. If you don't resolve these three things, you probably won't ever build any substantial wealth. And you'll be like everybody else's grandparents and parents. You'll probably die broke. Now, here are the facts. We're not going to talk about conjecture. I'm going to try to maintain my calm and my professional tone here and tenor. And I'm going to only try to give you the facts, right? We're not going to, and we're going to talk about facts that you can prove. These are provable, knowable facts that we have to find a better way. Okay. The cash flow quadrant, Robert Kiyosaki made that famous, the cash flow quadrant. And this is something that you can not only create a system for your own life, you can teach this to your children for perpetual generations. So you can implement this strategy and this training. That's not mine. This is the world famous Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You can implement this into your own life and you will begin to get on the path, on the road to wealth. This one webinar tonight, this live stream will get you on the road to wealth. And it's irrefutable. It's a law. It's like gravity. If no matter who you are, tall, short, fat, skinny, rich, poor, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Jew, Gentile, Greek, Christian, Protestant, Episcopalian, Muslim, Buddhist, it doesn't matter who you are, the law of gravity will work for you. You step off a tall building and you will splat. Okay, it's irrefutable. It's a law. It's a law. If you put a seed into fertile ground, you're going to get a harvest. Whether you're a good person, a bad person, saved, unsaved, atheist, believer, it doesn't matter. These are irrefutable laws that work whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't even require belief. It's just going to work because it's a law. Well, these are financial laws that I'm going to share with you from what Robert Kiyosaki taught. In the cash flow quadrant, you have the employee, the self-employed, the big business and investor. I got those two mixed up. So let me do it right so that Robert doesn't come looking for me and beat me up. Okay. Big business or investor. Employee means you work for someone else. Self-employed means you work for yourself. Big business means that others work for you or with you. And investor means your money works for you. When you're on this side of the cash flow quadrant, you're trading time for dollars. And on this side of the cash flow quadrant, you're leveraging others or money, cash. In other words, other people are working with you and for you, or money is working for you. On this side, it doesn't require your time. On this side, it requires all of your time. So if you're on this side, do you guys have sound? Somebody's saying no sound. It looks like I have sound. Okay, I think I do. So on this side, it's requiring your time. And you're never going to have enough time, which is part of what I'm going to talk about. On this side, you're going to start getting rich. Period, point blank, end of discussion. When you get on this side of the quadrant, you're getting into a law of employing the efforts of other people and having money work for you. On this side of the equation, you're going to get rich. On this side of the equation, you're not. Now, let's reason together. Everybody that has a job or works for themselves, look at your bank account and see if you're moving in an upward trajectory. In other words, month over month, you're holding on to more and more of your money. Just ask yourself. It doesn't matter what you do as self-employed. You could be a barber. Unless you have other barber chairs in your barber shop and other people are renting booths from you, if you're the only barber cutting hair, you're never going to get wealthy. You're going to die broke. If you are a lawn care professional and you're doing all the grass cutting, you're going to die broke. Because you're trading time. As time is passing, you're earning for labor and you're earning for labor. By the time you've earned for that day, you've already seeped your wealth because you've got taxes and inflation and you're getting older. It's not residual, it's linear. Do a task, get paid. Do a task, get paid. And you're getting older as you get paid. On this side of the equation, you're getting paid with or without your effort, and many times faster than time. Okay, look, let me, I don't think I'm explaining that well. If you work 5 hours a week and you get paid for the 5 hours you worked, that's linear income. If you sponsor or get 5 people to work with you or for you, and they work 5 hours a week, that's 25 hours. Now collectively, the same 5 hours are used, but you got paid for 30 hours. Now I explained that perfectly. That is leveraging time. You only use 5 hours, but you earn 30 hours of productivity. You got paid for 30 hours of labor, but everybody only used 5 hours. That, my friends, creates wealth. Okay, so what we've proven here by this very, very simple schematic is you will never get rich on the employee and self-employed side because you're doing all the labor. It's limited by the amount of time you can expend to do the labor. So you only get paid when you're physically there doing the labor. Until you get other people working with you or for you, can you then leverage time and or money to begin earning with or without your own effort. So we got to know then, we got to get rid of this. This has got to go. You can't earn only based on your time. That's why it doesn't matter what you do. Regardless to what you do, it can't be locked to you doing it. It's got to be unfettered and unchained to your physical presence being required to make it happen. Okay? Now, the other great thing is this. When you get to this side of the cash flow quadrant, the B and the I side, you got to determine which B, we won't talk about I yet, which B is the part of the B you want to be on, because there's a B side that's called traditional business. Traditional business. That's when you own like Starbucks or any traditional business, a barbershop. Now you've got the competition, you've got rent on the building, you've got insurance, you've got workman's comp, you've got unemployment benefits, you've got taxes, which you get a lot of tax deductions as a business owner, but you've got a lot of, and you have a limitation in location. If you have a traditional brick and mortar business, only the people that know where you are or pass by your location are going to come in and patronize your business. So you're locked by some traditional limitations. Okay. So that's a good business, and it's better than being over here. At least you've got a system working for you. But the world is changing. People, they do these, we have these insane arguments. Let me give an example of what I mean. I went and test drove, my wife and I went and test drove a Tesla. Now, a Tesla is an electric car. And I had these preconceived notions about electric cars. I'm thinking they're clunky, they're slow, they're, jerky or whatever, because I've never driven one. I've seen them, they look sharp, but I was like, a battery operated car. And then I'm saying, you can't go far enough because the battery's going to go dead, and where are you going to charge it? I have all these limitations in my mind. Needless to say, Elon Musk didn't. He already thought of what I think I'm thinking of, right? So he already put supercharging stations every 300 miles strategically around the country so I could go from Atlanta to Los Angeles and fill up 15-minute charging stations and go another 400 miles, fill up again, just like gas. Just like gas, they are already determined that you pull up to a supercharging station, and they're so smart till if you buy a Tesla right now, you get 2 years of free supercharging. Sometimes, depending on the dealership, you get lifetime free supercharging, and you just pull up and charge. And while you're charging, go have lunch. You need to stop every 400 miles anyway and stretch your legs. So stop at a charging station. They got it planned out all over the world, routes all over the world. They thought bigger than me. Imagine that. And look, then I got in the Tesla and we got ready to get on the highway. And the guy says, now, when we get on this on-ramp, Mike, I want you to punch it. And I was like, huh? I mean, you could already feel the weight of the car. He said, punch it to the floor. And I was like, whoa, okay. We turned on the on-ramp and I punched it. And my foot wouldn't even get to the metal. It got halfway and me and Mo's head went, ooh. I mean, that thing had like G-force. It pushed our head back. And I was like, oh, I can't push it to the floor. It went from 5 miles an hour, turning on that ramp, till almost to the highway. I was at 100 miles an hour. It felt like 2 or 3 seconds. It was terrifying. I have never felt that kind of power under my feet before, ever. No gas powered car. And then I started thinking, this is amazing technology. The car is sleek and fast and all this stuff. And I said, this is astounding technology. I said, so the next car I get, I want an electric car because it's not going to contribute to pollution, which brings me to my other point. When I said the world is changing, the world is changing. Hold on a second, guys. Hey, can I call you right back? I'm doing a live stream. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the world is changing. So I goes, and excuse me for that, you guys. I thought it was an emergency call. It kept ringing over and over again. So the world is changing. So we say things like, they've taken away our coal miners' jobs. No one's taking away your coal miners' jobs. They're taking away our oil drilling jobs. No. The world's gonna change. So if you're stuck to a business model that's arcane, you're gonna lose because the world is going to change. You've gotta be progressive in how you think about business because the world's gonna change. I used to be a mortgage banker. And I remember in 2008, when the economic crisis hit, I was so entrenched in my mortgage business because we were making money, hand over fist. I just knew that this was my career forever. And somebody came and snatched my cheese. Somebody moved my cheese. And I'm like, this is not fair. Like, what happened to the mortgage business? Well, a lot of things happened to it, but they changed the regulations on the mortgage industry. All the, no income, no asset document loans that we were doing, they took that away. And the mortgage industry began to collapse because they started trying to regulate that wild, wild west mentality on Wall Street. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, the new administration that we have, they've removed those regulations to allow the same lending practices that we had that collapsed the economy back in 2008. A lot of those practices have come back, and we're allowed, the mortgage bankers now are allowed to do some of those foolish loans again. And you'll notice that in certain administrations, they don't like regulations. That's good or bad, depending on who you are, right? Or depending on how ruthless you are, or what kind of economy you want to have. They have taken those regulations away. But the point is that the business models, they have these cyclical patterns, and people can move that business model around and it'll jack up your income. But there's another big business model that, in my opinion, runs concurrent, but is superior to the traditional business model. And it is called network marketing. So I'm going to put here traditional, and let me erase this little writing here, and I'm going to put networking. All right, and those two, they're both big business models, because in traditional business, you can build it as big as you want. You can have tens of thousands of employees. And in networking, you can have tens of thousands of independent affiliates on your team. So both of these are excellent. We just got to determine which one is better. Well, to start a traditional business, it could take hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, just to open the doors and put the open sign on. And then you've got all those other, encumbrances that I talked about earlier. Whereas in networking, you can start some of them for free. And I know in our company, you can start for free. And in other companies, a few $100, and you're in business wherever that company does business, in all the countries where that company does business. So to me, in that regard, networking is better. There are no employees in networking, so that's better. There's no unemployment tax you got to pay, so that's better. There's no theft and all this stuff. You don't have, retirement tax and payroll tax and all this stuff you got to pay for. So networking is better in a lot of ways. I'll do another stream about why networking is better than traditional business. So let's get rid of traditional business right now. Unless, you want to go buy a Starbucks, that's fine. You can do that. All I'm saying is there is a better way. And it's literally noted on the IRS.gov website that this is a legitimate business model. The other thing I've got to do right now is make sure that you don't get it twisted and thinking that networking is somehow this little offshoot, off-brand side of the road hustle, because networking creates millionaires all the time. As a matter of fact, the network marketing industry is bigger than the NFL, is bigger than the NBA, is bigger than Major League Baseball, is bigger than Hollywood, and it's bigger than the entertainment industry. It is it's a mammoth, 180 some $billion per year industry. It's a massive industry, so much so till on the IRS.gov website, it shows you the tax deductions that are allowed for a network marketing business that's similar to a traditional business. So one of the reasons why I want to do the stream is just to be that whistleblower to say, hey, wake up. It's some real stuff going on over here in our dynamic industry of network marketing and networking, e-commerce and affiliate marketing, direct sales. You need to be over here. You need to get over here, because if the risk is outweighed by the rewards and there's very little to lose, why wouldn't you do it? Why would you stay over here working a job talking about I'm good when you can get a networking business while you're good and get gooder, right? Get all the tax benefits that you can't get as an employee, right? Work your way to some additional income and build your way to some options. One day, you might get to the point in your networking business where you might not need your employment business, and you've got some options. One day when they say they're going to cut your hours, you could say, why don't you just cut the whole position and give that job to somebody else that needs it, because I don't. You can build your way to that. You can work your networking business while you on your way home. And when you get home, you can work it for 5 hours a week and build a team and get productivity of 1,000 hours a week when there aren't 1,000 hours in a week. You can actually earn more than there are hours in a day because you've got, look, there are 24 hours in a day. If you work 5 hours a day and you sponsor 5 people who work 5 hours a day, that means you got 30 hours of productivity in a day that only has 24 hours. That's amazing. I mean, that's just complete fire. Okay, so networking gives you that opportunity. It outpaces inflation. Well, I'm gonna get ahead of myself. It'll overcome taxation because you got the tax benefits, and it'll create residual income. Well, what about outpacing inflation? So now we know that networking, based on this, well, we may not know it, but I've tried to articulate that network marketing and networking, affiliate marketing, is better than traditional business. Now, all we need to determine is what's the best network marketing company you could possibly be in. Well, it needs to be in one whose product itself is an appreciating asset that will outpace inflation. Now, this is getting ready to get so fire because I've looked at all the networking businesses, or as many as I could, and they all have some common threads: lotions, potions, pills, products, makeup, cosmetics, lipstick, garments, even businesses that deal with credit repair and investing and foreign exchange trading. All of these businesses are phenomenal. But even the better ones like foreign exchange trading and investing and maybe even credit repair, guess what? They're all tied to the dollar. They're all tied to fiat currencies. And if you're in one of those businesses, you're doing great, but you still need an asset because only assets build wealth. Cash flow doesn't build wealth. Cash accumulation doesn't build wealth. Cash accumulation builds a cash nest egg that is depreciating because of inflation, because all fiat currencies are inflation prone, meaning they're going down in value day over day, week over week, month over month, year over year, on purpose, by design. So you need to, if you're in one of those businesses and you don't want to get in one whose product is an asset, at least, by all means, at least start buying assets with your fiat currency, because your fiat currency is depreciating in value. So take your profits and get gold or silver or real estate. Not real estate is tricky too, because they can snatch your value of your real estate. Real estate can go down based on the plummeting values in an economic collapse. It is oil, gold, diamonds, silver, art, and land that continues to creep up in value cyclically. It goes up in value, it goes up and down in an upward trajectory. You want to be in hard assets. So why not get in a business whose entire product model is all assets, like cryptocurrency, which is an investment, but it's backed by gold, which is an asset, which is stable. So it takes the risk out of the investment. That's beautiful. So why not find a company whose product is either an investing, a cryptocurrency, but backed by gold, or gold itself, or business packages that are themselves business assets that give you tax advantages. And now you can outpace inflation, overcome taxation, and create residual income in that one business. I submit to you what my mentor, Mr. Tybes, taught me. He said network marketing ruined him from traditional business. And Karatbars International ruined him for network marketing. We pray for our company. I mean, then we got people saying the stupidest stuff about Karatbars. They try their best to defame our character. They write blogs and put things out and create situations where we get investigations like we did in Canada, and we overcame it. Hindered the business dramatically because people don't have faith. And there's some other stupid stuff going on in another state. Doesn't matter. Karatbars always prevails. Why? Because our CEO and founder, Dr. Hal Constantine Zeitz, is not hiding. He'll come right down there to the investigators and answer their questions. He is upfront and he is transparent. Does our company have issues? All companies have issues. You can pick up your cell phone and hit a dead zone. That's an issue AT&T is having. That's an issue Apple is having. Everybody has issues. That's called business. However, there's no business in the world that has more integrity and a solid product base that's all assets than Karatbars International. So I wanted to get on here and do this little message tonight and record it for future people that hear it, to know that if you're looking for a way, a better way, you go look at your bank account and you work in all your life. One of my good friends said she had worked her whole life and got fired off her job. And after she got fired, she had enough money in the bank. After working her whole life, she only had enough money in the bank to maybe last 2 months without another check needing to come in. That's ridiculous that we're hoodwinked into we go to school, to go to college, to get a piece of paper, to look for a job that's not going to give us financial security. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. We have a better way. So get back with the person that shared this video with you. Let them know that you'd like to see a better way because you're tired of the rat race. We have an escape. We have a plan to get you out of the rat race. This is Mike Dalcoe, the CEO, continuously empowering others. And I'm urging you to get back with the person that shared Karatbars International with you. Let them know you want more information, and they'll share that information with you. You guys have a great day.